Marshall.
What's up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing much better today. The rain has stopped, so it's always nice.
Well, you're out in Kentucky, is that correct?
That's right.
So you have to excuse my ignorance. It's just a lack of knowledge. I've never been to Kentucky. What is the weather normally like there over the winter?
It's a good question because we can have spring in the winter and summer days in the winter. It's not uncommon to have all 4 seasons in 1 week, honestly, because we're in the Ohio Valley. So it's the valley that the Ohio River runs through. And so we have a really interesting weather pattern that moves through our area.
Really? So is it a decent temperature for living in a minivan?
I would say you would want to avoid it during wintertime because we can go pretty low. Like right now, it's probably 39 or 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, yeah. So that's a little chilly.
Yeah, it's not bad though.
That's me on a beautiful summer weather-ish day in our winter. They're few and far between. Marshall, I've been watching your videos and how many videos do you have up? Not very many.
It's less than 20, I think.
Yeah. And you're already halfway to the amount of subscribers that you need towards monetization. And for example, I was just floored. I'm like, how in the hell does this guy put out a video 90 days ago, a month and a half ago, and you already have 2.6K for views? I am so jealous. And then I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. What is this guy's secret? Well, first, it's fantastic quality.
Thank you.
Oh, it is. It's really good, Marshall. But even really good stuff is hard to find sometimes, right? Your SEO scores are on the money. Your tags are on the money. The name of your channel is an immediate first thing up search. Do you have previous experience with this? Because you just started your channel in November.
So, not really. This is my first YouTube channel that I'm making content. But it's not by fluke. There was a lot of studying and researching that went on for the entire 12 months before I even started the channel. And one of the YouTube channels that really helped me is a woman named Sunny Lenarduzzi. And I don't know how I can get that name to you. Maybe I could send it in chat. No, I can't do that on the phone.
You can let me know after the stream and I'll add it to the bottom. Oh, and by the way, everyone, if you don't already know Marshall, his channel link is in the description below as well. Just so you know, don't panic. You'll be able to find him. It's all good. So you were watching this channel and what did it do for you? What did you get from it?
She talks a lot about how to craft your YouTube titles basically and how to win that click and all the strategies. She's a YouTube, entrepreneur. She's created a 7-figure business now through her YouTube channel. And so she just has all these useful tips. And from there, I learned about Think Media, which is another huge channel that does tons of tutorials on how to improve your YouTube and how to get more views, how to win the click. And those two channels have been huge for my YouTube channel. So.
Oh, it's obviously working. And I didn't find you through your videos. I found you through the live streams because I'm addicted to live streams. We all know this, right? I have a problem. There's a group for us. I'll make it. But I watch you do some you do some music, you do some conversation, you always have a little bit of a piece of education in there, and I'm like, again, how does this guy know so much about what he's talking about? Right? You are very intelligent and really know your stuff, Marshall.
Well, I appreciate that. I just try to stay super humble. I just try to study as much as possible and learn every day, and I wanted to do a mention though and say that another huge factor to my growth that wouldn't have been possible was meeting Van Life with Gina and her channel and what she does. And through her, I found your channel which you have been another awesome channel that has helped me grow. And I believe that without you too, I'd still be chasing my 100.
No. It's all about you and the work that you put in there, right?
Well,
It really
thanks.
truly is. And you are doing an amazing job, and you're doing it so fast. Like it just blows my mind, Marshall. Like, let me back up. How did you even come up with the idea of doing this YouTube channel?
That's a good question. So when the pandemic hit, my regular job, I am what do you call it? Oh, I design sets for movies and TV, things like that. And
so there's the creative part. Okay, keep going.
yeah. And so like, when the pandemic hit and all that work slowed down, I had a lot of time, and I was watching a lot of Van City van life, which was a huge inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And but there was a bigger channel that really started this journey, and they are called the Nomadic Movement.
Oh,
And
I love them out in Panama. Yeah.
yep, I love them. So they kind of inspired me to start looking at what can I do, what steps can I take. You know, I don't have the money to buy the $40,000 Sprinter or, you know, repair a school bus and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, any mechanical things like that. So I already had a van, so I decided to just go from there and try to, you know, I was also researching a lot of videos about vans and my kind of van, and I seen the lack of what was missing. And so I targeted those spots where there was not a video to talk about
And I
things
think
I was
you
looking for.
really found the need.
I did, and I found a couple of really great Facebook group. Well, this one in particular that's just minivans, and that was
Okay.
huge. Yeah, so you know that group is great because someone will say, "Hey, what did you all do for your floor and your minivan?" And I could say, "Here's a link to my video. This is what I did." And so then other people start seeing it that way a lot of times. So I try to watch out. I leave all my notifications on for those groups, and I'll go to each one and see if it's a question that I can answer, because I'm trying to provide value. Not only do I want to entertain and show my creative side, but I want to provide value to everybody out there that connects with my channel. You know, I want to touch, not physically, but you know what I mean? I want to motivate and inspire people to do more, and just that it's possible to be more. It really is.
Well, you know what? And I think sometimes people don't find it okay to just start where they are, right? We're not going to all have that fancy stuff, but we
Exactly.
can create something that means something to us. And I think that's so much more.
I think it means a lot more too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So you also are a bit of a handyman, mechanically kind of guy too. Like, where does that come from?
So that is from just, well, my dad, he's a mechanic. Well, he's
Okay.
actually, he's like a welder, actually, fabricator. And kind of, I guess it just rubbed off from that. I ended up going to a performing arts school, and they taught me how to sew, how to design costumes, they taught me about scenic history, scenic design, how to build sets, and all of that. They taught me about the lighting side. So I have some really good training that was state funded through a public school, which is kind of unheard of in Kentucky. Yeah, it was really cool. So basically, the way it worked, I went to high school, but then after periods 1 through 4, I walked across the street to the other school, the art school, and I would go there for you know, 5th and 6th period and learn all that stuff.
Oh, you know what? I think all schools should be like that. They should help us get a direction to follow our passions instead of spending a fortune on degrees.
Exactly.
Right? So your skill set is just perfect for following this path on YouTube.
Well, thank you once again.
Oh yeah, you're all modest. Just listen. I'm telling you how it is here.
So after I did the 4 years of the performing arts, I went to on scholarship to my university in Louisiana to do lighting design for plays and musicals. And anyway, I fell out of love with it, and I was like, man, this isn't, because my dream was to be a filmmaker, you know, and I was learning those skills because I wanted to learn all the positions on a movie set. And even though it was theater, I thought it could apply later down the road.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
But you know, in college in Louisiana, I was so far from family and friends, and I just, I ended up coming back home and started working in restaurants for 20 years. And
That's how life goes. But
yeah,
that doesn't mean you can't use everything you learned. I mean, we are all seeing you do it.
Exactly. And I just hope that someone out there is inspired. You know, I worked in restaurants for 20 years, and 10 of those I was a kitchen manager. Mm-hmm. And you deal with a lot of hours and a lot of holidays and a lot of time away from family. And, you know, that's never fun. And, you know, after so long of doing it, I just got to a point where I was like, you know, I'm not happy. I need to chase my dream. I need to be a filmmaker. I need to get my foot in the door. And so that journey started in 2011, but it wasn't until 2014, I was able to like quit my job at the restaurant.
You quit your job? Well, what were you doing then? What happened in 2013, Marshall?
Well, then I started, it wasn't my best moment.
You know what? We need those moments. Sometimes we will not make a change in the right direction until something really crappy happens first.
Oh, that was it. That was rock bottom right there when that happened in 2011. And so I was trying, when 2011 happened, that was the real year that the things went down that, you know, I shouldn't have let go down. But hindsight being what it is, you know, I moved forward and started to rebuild my life. And finally in 2014 or 13, I was working in an Amazon studio taking photos of I started just like getting the product ready, and then the photographer would come and take the photo of the, we did shoes, mainly boots, sandals, some cosmetics, things like that. And then after that, someone would edit the photo and put it on the website for Amazon. And then I worked my way up to photographer. And then I met a guy who did, he was a DJ for weddings.
Okay.
And he said, and it sounds crazy, I know, but he was like, my company is hiring. We need people to do wedding videos.
Yay!
And I'm thinking, I need to learn how to do a camera better. I need to use a camera better. And so I spent the next 14 months shooting weddings while working at Amazon in the photo studio. And so then I started networking through Facebook groups. I found Facebook groups in my area that had filmmakers. I was like, how could this be? I've been in Kentucky almost 40 years at this point. Like, there's people here that make movies? Like, I had no idea. And I started just interacting in the group and got to know one person in particular. Blake McGrew is hugely important to my success as a filmmaker. And he has a business called Dark Heart Creative. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but he basically made the Facebook post that said, hey, we need an extra. And I was an extra in a movie. And then that led to the next thing and the next thing. And it was a snowball effect like I've never seen. And I started getting these lead positions, and people just enjoyed my work. And I don't know.
That is such a wonderful story, Marshall. Like, turning the things that we can't change into being open to life's opportunities and learning to say yes. And look at how far it took you. I love it.
Yeah, I did not expect, just starting at the photo studio to take me into my dream,
Yeah.
But it did. And since then, that was, 2015, I landed my first paid movie role. So that was a huge milestone.
What was it? What was it?
So that was, we have this network here called Lifetime Movie Network.
Okay.
And they play these movies that are geared towards women who are just home in the afternoon with nothing to do.
Oh, like the Harlequin romance type of B-roll movies?
Yeah, like where you can predict everything, basically. They're cookie
You need
cutter.
that sometimes.
Yeah, you need it sometimes. And I was actually, that job, which I forgot, there was someone else who helped me get that job. Andrea, this woman named Andrea All, she helped me get this job. I was a photographer. And I just went in and took the photos for the poster. And that was it. But it paid. And I was so happy to have it. Yeah, I was like, yes. So, and then now, let's see, probably I lose count, but I think I'm around 25 or 26 films later. And I've started to do television, a couple television series I've worked on, and I do a lot of commercial work, like for brands that just need, a commercial. So.
Okay, this is all making sense to me now, Marshall. So are you using some of this stuff? Like, are you going full-time nomad and doing some of this stuff to support yourself, or what is your plan now?
So the plan now is I'm going to continue to do the film stuff, because as a filmmaker, you're a freelance worker. So it has its good sides and its bad sides. One of the good sides is you can take what jobs you want. And so if I only want to take 3 jobs, I just take 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But, I have to go out and put in the work to get those jobs. And
Absolutely.
do the interview,
Absolutely.
Send the portfolio, have the website, and all that. So, but so I'll have some jobs coming up at the end of March. I can't speak on who the client is. I'm super excited about this, though. It's going to be so exciting.
As soon as it happens, you have to tell us.
As soon as I'm allowed to, I will let you know. Yes. And then I have another job coming up in May. So I'm going to try to travel until March, the end of March. Mm-hmm. And then come back for that job. And then travel after that job until May, until May. And then come back for that job. And then after that, so the end of May, June, and the rest of the year, hopefully just travel.
Wow.
Is my goal. Yeah.
So you said something earlier, you made a comment about 40 years. How old are you, Marshall? Do you mind if I ask? If not, you're on the spot anyways.
Well, I turned the big 44 this year. Actually, the end of this month.
Congratulations. So. The 40s are a fantastic decade.
Yes, the 40s are the new 30s, I think.
You know what? The 40s is when we can really start making our truest dreams happen. We have the knowledge behind it. We know for certain what we truly want, and we know how to work for it.
I think by this point, we've been through enough crap that we know, we're over settling. We know that doesn't ever work. And so we're ready to really go after what is important for us and what our priorities are. And so, one of those priorities for me is spending more time with my family and hopefully get to meet you one day and some of these other great creators out there. Do some collab videos, just help everyone grow. Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome. So, okay. One of the videos that really impressed me was your kitchen you put in your minivan, because a minivan is minimal space. And you had this thing planned down to a science. I was so impressed, Marshall. That was so cool.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, Paula. Yeah, you're right. It's limited space, and I wanted to make sure I had storage because I had a lot of, basically I started with a list of everything I needed, and then another list of if possible, I would like to take, like my guitar, which didn't make it into the trip, but I'm still planning for that. But yeah, you're limited on your space, so you just want to make sure that you can utilize every little area. And I'm still like working on the build. I'm thinking of doing like a fold down desk for my like
Oh,
laptop, like inside. I think that
nice.
would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have one of the biggest challenges for a build because you have one of the smallest vehicles that to do it in. So this is somewhere again that your creativity really gets to shine.
Yeah. It's been a really challenging product or project because the minivan, like, well, for one, like you said, it's small, but for two, it's weird the way it's shaped because the floor starts out and then it goes down and gets wide. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, it was not easy. There's a lot of imperfections, but I've uh, tried to learn to let go of the perfectness, of things. And I'm trying to work on that and let more of the realness show through.
You did not let the perfectionist part go down. I watched your videos. They are amazing tutorial slash vlog style videos. You show step by step exactly how to do it. If I was to buy a minivan, I would literally go to your channel and play pause, play pause, play pause until I got everything done just like you do it.
It's awesome. Well, thank you. I was actually approached. I guess this is the big announcement. Last week, I received a message on my Instagram from someone who lives in the same city as me who wanted me to build her minivan for her, or at least
Cool.
or at least consult on it, and
That's
help.
awesome.
Yeah. So she was like, "I'll pay you. I'll pay for materials. I don't know how we'll do it with the socially distant thing, but we'll figure it out." And I was like, "Sure, I'm down. I'm down to do it." So, and that
That's
was
fantastic.
Maddie from Beer in Beautiful Places, and she has beer in beautiful places. So cool.
Oh, I could handle a little bit of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Dang. So, you started watching the nomadic movement and people like that. And is that when you decided you wanted the nomadic lifestyle?
Well, I had already like kind of been thinking about it because when some things happen and you just want to you just don't want to look back.
Sometimes we have big things that
Don't want
happen,
to
right?
look back. Big things happened,
Yeah.
and it puts things in perspective. So I was looking around, looking around at all the stuff I had at my house. It's
Mm-hmm.
been in storage for 8 years that I'm not missing. My nose gets cold or red when it's cold.
Oh, me too.
But I was like, man, all this stuff, and it's not benefiting me. I haven't seen it in 8 years. It's been in boxes. Like, I don't need any of this, and it's not bringing me joy. And it's just honestly like a weight weighing me down. And I had already been trying to like minimalize like all of my life and just simplify. And everything just kind of lined up at the right time. The nomadic movement, I start watching them and start watching Chrome and seeing the freedom. And I just wanted that. I wanted to be able to travel and see family that I, missed out on seeing. See places. I've been here in the city over 40 years. I've had some trips and stuff like that, but I want to feel alive. So,
And do you feel alive now, Marshall?
oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. I can see it in all of the stuff that you do. I
Well,
do.
that's awesome.
You have an amazing positive energy that truly is a gift, and it just exudes you. You don't even have to do anything in particular. It's just you. So thank you for being you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, my aunt, she always said that too.
Well, she sounds like a brilliant woman.
Yeah.
Brilliant. If she's saying the same stuff I'm telling you, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So what's the big dream?
So the big dream now, I mean, it can always change, but I would eventually like to have like a homestead somewhere, some land. But I actually have a 5-year YouTube plan.
Okay, can you share it with us?
Sure. So my channel is new, but I started this journey June 1st of 2020, and I gave myself a deadline of June 1st, 2021 to be ready to go.
Okay.
To start this new chapter that is a nomadic chapter of my life. So, I mean, I'm trying some things out now, but I'm talking about like going full time.
Yeah.
So, because that's one thing that was recommended is if you set a date, then it makes it real. Then you're you're kind of like, you have that hanging over your head. Like, oh,
in a good way, right?
In a good way, though. In a good way, yeah. So let's see, March, April, May. So yeah, I got 3 months left.
You're going to be monetized by then, you know. I can guarantee it. Anybody want to bet against me on that? I don't think so. No one's a sucker in this chat. Everybody knows that I'm right.
That's a lot of watch hours to get. I
got my watch hours in 3 months. Sure as the heck you can.
Wow.
You're starting live streams. People know you. You are doing great at advertising yourself and your abilities. You're great at making connections with people in the community and doing collaborations. It's going to take you no time at all.
I'm just trying to learn from you all and kind of trying to get to your level.
Are you kidding? I was watching on the tail end of one of your videos. Like, you do your tutorial stuff and a little bit of vlogging with it. And then you had a little separate educational piece on this one that I watched. It was about the thumbnails. And I'm like, that's how you do that. My next thumbnail is going to look a little different. And I learned that from you.
I was just, you got to test things. And I was just testing something out. And I actually got a lot of great feedback from just having that at the very end.
It was quick, to the point, very clear and easy to understand. Yeah. I get confused easy, Marshall. I need a straight line to follow to understand. And you are an excellent educator.
Oh, well, thank you. All the jobs I had, I was always promoted to like a trainer or a crew leader or a shift supervisor or whatever they had. And even when I was going to the art school, the first year I had just the basic positions on the crew, like carpenter, costumer, electrician. And then after that, so my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I never had a basic position again. I always was props master or master electrician or master tailor, or I'd run the sound, or I was special effects, or So I don't know, something about me people like, and they want me to show them things, I guess. So I just try to do the best I can,
It's always really nice to learn from someone that's humble. Like, you know your stuff, and you don't seem to feel the need to flaunt it at anyone. And I think that's so admirable. And that's a tough thing to learn to be like, and it just comes naturally to you.
I actually work really hard at just I don't want to come off as the person who's like, I'm better than you, or
oh no, you don't come across that way at all.
Here, you idiot, let me show you. Like, I don't want to be that person.
We've all had those role models too, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could be thinking it, but I don't, I try not to say, try not to say it.
You are human. So you have this 5-year plan. What are you expecting to hit?
Yeah.
What is your goal for this 5 years?
So after the first year, the second year, I'm going to be focused on the book. It's a photography series I'm doing. It's kind of like a side project, but I'll be doing it with my traveling.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to hit all the parks, all the national parks, and then visit people too. So it's a lot to do in a year. So that might take 2 years to do. I don't know. But then hopefully in the third year, I'll be shopping for land. Hopefully by that point, I've seen enough places to where I know, like, I definitely want to move here or there or wherever. So third year, shop for land and hopefully buy it and start the homesteading process. And then the channel, it'll start to be less van life at that point, but I'll still do van life stuff. It'll be more homestead stuff.
That is so cool. Marshall, look at this. I got a super chat from Van Life of Gina. Thank you so much, Gina. Okay, so year 3, you're doing the homestead. Are you building a tiny house?
So I like the tiny house idea. I was thinking possibly to start with a platform and then a yurt.
Cool.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. There's a few of our provincial parks that actually have yurts in them that you can rent that comes with everything you need.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool.
So you're going to put up a yurt. Are you going to make the yurt yourself or are you going to buy one?
That I'm not sure. And, I'm not even sure it's going to be a yurt. I might, by that time, do a tiny house.
I love it. You're open. You have the general idea where you want to go, but you're open to the opportunities. You're keeping yourself open. So obviously it's going to be something fantastic.
It'll be something that, something cool. I'll put the creative spin on it as much as possible. And, the goal is going to be to make it off grid. Because who wants to pay electric company,
So you're going to be completely self-sufficient. Is that the plan?
I hope to one day. Yes, for sure.
I think that's awesome.
In years 3, 4, or 4 and 5, I'll be like, it'll be that journey. It'll be like, how do you become self-sufficient? It'll be a whole, all of that kind of content. So. And
are you going to show all the bumps and bruises along the way?
Oh, of course.
Good.
Yes.
I love real.
What's that?
I love real. Right? Because not everything's an Instagram photo. I mean, we all say that, we all know that, but
that's why I like the live streams, is because you get more of that realness that comes through in the videos. I just try to cut out the ums, the buts, the so's, just try to make it flow a little bit better. I'm trying to get better at it, and I recently learned that I can take the audio away and then cut the ums out and then smush the audio together without messing with the video, and it actually works better than, because before I was just making a cut every time and it was like so jumpy. You can tell in my early videos it was like that, but you learn.
Your early videos, 3 months ago, Marshall, the ones that have almost 3,000 views already, Marshall. Sheesh. So we have a question. Fit for Expedition wants to know, tell us how to get Marshall's merch. Do you have merchandise already?
So there's a story with my logo. I had someone on Fiverr do the first one, and I just really wasn't happy with it, but it was to get me going. And then a friend, he did a second logo, which is the current logo. However, I feel like it still doesn't represent the brand. I feel like it doesn't stand out. So that's on my plate of things to do. I'm trying to get a newer logo. I do have merch. If you go to T Public, I think it's a kind of like
do you have it posted on your about page, or is that something you could put on your about page? on your YouTube channel?
If it's not there, I'll add it.
Okay. That's good to know. I love going to people's about page. I don't know if anyone else does, but that's where you find the key information about them if you're not already watching the live streams and learning.
Oh yeah, I go to the live or the about pages often.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're great. So we will expect a whole big merch launch once you find the logo that truly feels like it's you.
Yes, I'll do a big announcement, and I'll probably get some models and do my own photo shoot with some of the merch out in nature. I would love to actually get some of you all to model it. Some of the people in the chat who are watching this right now. As I travel, I'll be close to some of you. So, send me an email. Let me know if you're interested in modeling my merch. I don't have it yet, but it's on the horizon.
That is a good idea, Marshall. Brilliant.
You can do it too.
Dang, can I copy you? I haven't got any good either.
Oh, you don't have your merch yet?
I do have some, but it's not through a platform that I feel is, I don't know. I want something that's a little good for all of North America. And because I'm Canadian, it's a bit of issues for some of us. So I'm still working some stuff out. I know someone local that could do it for me, but I want to be able to do it to where I'm not hands-on.
Yeah.
Because, in my dream, I won't be able to do it hands-on if I'm traveling, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that's just who I started with. I don't know if I'll stay with them. The merch is kind of on the back burner for me right now, just with the whole logo situation. And, I like the logo, but I do feel it looks more like a bus than a minivan.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I know for me, like my logo, I have to get readjusted because it's not fitting right for my merch. But I did I didn't do it like Daryl's, but I did do an epic shit t-shirt and hoodie on there. Actually, I just did that last night.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy at all. Nothing fancy at all. So I need Daryl to make it for me.
Daryl.
So we are down to the last 10 minutes. And we've shown a lot of your creative side. We got to see a little bit of your heart through this too. We got to see how smart you are as well. But there is a musical side to this young man, you guys.
Maybe so. If you give me just 2 seconds, let me step outside and then I can come right back.
Sounds fantastic. Let me see. Oh, you're fast. You are so fast.
Really
People want to know if I'm singing with you. Oh, hell no.
I don't do much singing either, so.
Oh, Redheaded Riding Hood's first live is tomorrow night. All right, we'll have to check that out.
Cool.
Thank you for that, Morris family. So you're going to kind of play us a little music on the way out tonight?
Yeah, I'll play a little. Just a little something. A little something, something.
A little something, something.
Well, thank you for having me. Definitely, I don't know, are we coming back after the jam or?
I don't know. You know what? This is way more fun than dealing with my furnace. I'm sitting under a blanket right now. And I don't need the fan tonight either.
I can't wait to watch this and see all the chat.
Yeah. I'll make sure I don't edit the beginning out so the chat will be there tomorrow.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
much, Marshall. That's awesome. That makes me feel like I'm in warmer weather than I am.
Right?
Right? It's got that tropical feel. How did you know what I needed?
I need to a little practice. Funny thing though, Charlie Grace at Forever Best Friend has a ukulele, and she's gonna dust hers off and start practicing, and we're gonna work on a little duet maybe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun, Marshall. Before I let you go, and no, Daryl, that was not Baby Shark. Thanks for trying to put that in everybody's head before we finish the stream. But Ray with Van Life Rocks has a question. Marshall, what is some of your bucket list trips in the minivan?
So bucket list trips, I definitely have a lot of places on my list. I'm wanting to check out the hot springs in Arkansas and Guadalupe Mountains down in Texas before heading over to through New Mexico. I want to check out, of course, the White Sands, that park with all the white sand dunes. I think that would be cool to see. And then head over to Arizona. I want to explore more of Arizona because I've only really ever been in Tucson and Phoenix. So I want to check out some other parts of Arizona. And then also on my bucket list is Northwest, like Washington, Oregon.
Oh, so just south of our British Columbia. I bet you it's probably really pretty there.
Yeah, and Northern California, like that whole, and maybe even up into Canada if they open it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, but you're on the other. Are you on the other side?
I'm in the middle. I'm just above North Dakota.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I am. Right in the middle. You know what? Sometimes I think, why am I staying here? Why am I not going out to British Columbia? I love it there. My heart is there. And I just don't want to give up my job. So it's, like you said, a house and our stuff is a weight. Sometimes our careers are too, but then they pay the bills, right? I just need patience, and I'm going to do like you. I'm going to be open to when wonderful things present themselves to me, and I'm ready to say yes.
That's a huge thing. It's being able saying yes.
It is. It people don't realize the difficulty in that, right? But the rewards are huge.
Yeah, so huge. There's just they're not the easiest, but there's only 3 steps to success, and that's you have to decide, and then you have to commit, and then you succeed. So you do those 3. A lot of people they can't get past the deciding.
Yeah, there's no action. No action.
Yeah. But once you decide and commit to that, you start taking that action, and then you'll succeed.
Well, and the beautiful thing is you can make a new plan. You can make a new decision. It's not like one decision has to be tied for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
We have the freedom to change our minds.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and a little bit of faith goes a really long way. Marshall, I want to thank you so much. And you were such a good sport too on the very first dating game. You were one of the people that made that a huge success. Do you guys remember Marshall was the one that won in the first round and had his date in Paris with Guylaine?
That was so much
fun.
Was
it? How was Paris?
What's that?
How was Paris?
Oui.
He's saying yes in every language, folks.
Comment allez-vous?
Yeah, you know a little bit. That's awesome. Fantastic.
Je m'appelle Martial.
Je m'appelle Paula. I don't have the French accent, though. Bonjour. We shall see you tomorrow. So you are, let's just do a quick plug. Your next live stream, you're doing Wednesdays regularly, and is it Sundays too? Do you want to tell everyone the times?
Sure. So Wednesdays, this week I'm on after Nomadic Van Man. He goes on at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then I'll be on at 4 p.m., followed by Ray with Van Life Rocks. It's a whole Nomadic Wednesday type of deal. I think you're on after Ray, aren't
I
you?
am on it. Yep.
And
Nomadic
then,
Van Man, Mellow Nomadic Adventures, Van Life Rocks, Van Vida Travels, and finish her off with Van Life with Gina. It's a fantastic lineup.
it's a lot of vanning. So if you're into vanning, check us out. Well, you know, you have the ambulance too. That's kind of a van though, really, right?
Yeah, I consider it a van. It's actually registered as a van.
See, there you go.
Ambulances are pretty hard to get some of that worked out. So it's listed as a personal van. So I'm not going to make it changed in any way, shape, or form.
That's cool. Does that help with the insurance and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I know in the States, people tend to have much more issues registering an ambulance. But this was already plated in my province when I bought it. So it was an easy transfer, right, of the registration. So yeah, I didn't have any difficulty. It was meant to be. It was one of those things, right? Mm-hmm. I was open for something and I was looking and I mean, my brother was with me. He saw me. Like there was no denying that it was meant for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. It's funny. I'm emotional over a vehicle, but it means so much more to me than something to sit behind a wheel.
Well, it's more than just a vehicle, though, and that's what I think. It's a common misconception with people who aren't into this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You know, to us, it's more than a vehicle. It's our home. We've put time into it, work.
There's a lot of pride in it.
Memories.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really sure. Yeah.
And you know what the best part of it all is it was the beginning to meeting all of you.
That's so true. So true. Yeah. You know, I was in a really different place mentally going through this, you know, all these months and months of, you know, no job and pandemic. And once I started finding you all and everybody out there in chat, you know, it helped lift my spirits and it helped show me that I'm not alone.
I know. I say that all the time too, Marshall. I'm like, I am never alone anymore and I will never be alone again. I will never be alone again. What a gift that is.
Huge.
Oh, I think that's just the perfect note for us to end on. I want to thank you so much, Marshall. Hang tight for when we're done. I'd like to chat with you for a second. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. I adore all of you. Make sure you check out everybody on the Wednesday night lineup. If you don't remember it is, I know Ray's thumbnail is already up with Van Life Rocks, and he's got all of us listed with the times. So that's one method. And all of us do the Facebook stuff. So that's another way to get out there. All right, I'm just going to play my little thank you, and we will see you guys all on Wednesday.